Tonight's shave, we're going to be using this Rubberset handle. It's a restored vintage handle, and it's very dense, Declaration B5 knot. I'm going to go ahead and put it in some water. You don't have to soak it like I do, but it's just what I like to do. You can just get it wet, really, wet before you shave if you want to do that. Today's shave is going to be with the Gillette Nacet that I've been using. 50 dots on that side and 7 dots on the back side. So this is use number 58. And the soap today, Truefitt and Hill. And I guess you'd call it their regular, original. They don't really give a name for it because the blue package down here says Trafalgar right above luxury. There's another one that says 1805 right above luxury. And so this must be just a basic or, whatever. And it's kind of a small, like 55 gram, not a very big piece. And so I got this little Dollar Tree ramekin, or maybe Walmart, who knows. That seems to fit it all right. We'll see if it works. It may be kind of sliding around a little bit. You know what? To keep it from sliding around, I think I'm going to flip it over, because if it's on its bottom, see, it can do the seesaw thing. I don't think that's going to load the brush very well. So I'm just going to flip it over on its backside there. All right. The razor we're going to use has the Nacet already in it. Right in there. This is the antique bronze dual helix, I believe it's called, handle. And this is the charcoal goods level 2. And I used to find it quite aggressive and touchy and tricky to get the angle right. But with this old Nacet in there, I guess the blade's smoothed out. And so it seems to work much better than it does with a new, sharper blade. For me, at least. All right, I'm going to get my face wet. And that will soften up my whiskers a little bit before the work. Here's my shaving bowl. Ridges higher than standard, wider than standard. And we can go ahead and start working this soap. And let's see what happens. I have never used a Truefitt and Hill product. So we'll just kind of see what happens together. Sling out pretty much all the water in my brush. Let's just load. I started loading at 11. Maybe I'll load for a minute. Or I'll just watch it and see what happens. Looks like it's coming up pretty well. It's kind of a hard soap, definitely not a crope. Okay, that's 50 seconds right there. Was it? I just started, 40 seconds. What I'm going to do, since it looks a little dry, I'm going to add a little bit of water to the puck. We'll load for another little bit. Since I don't know what to expect. Okay, surely that's enough, right? If I like this, I'll just like grate it into this, and that way it'll fit exactly right. All right, so this is what it looks like on the brush. See what it looks like once we start mixing. I probably ended up loading for about a minute there. Very airy right now. Pretty standard though. One thing about the Truefitt and Hill, along with Trumpers and Taylor of Old Bond Street, they're hard soaps. They have stopped producing them themselves and have outsourced them. I got this kind of as a freebie. It's part of an order. I probably would not have ordered it on my own, but it was kind of a, you buy 3 things and this came with it as well kind of thing. So I'm not expecting a great lather. So let's just see what we get. Plus I can always go back to the puck if I need more soap here. The scent is super light, kind of unisex, not really dominant in any particular. Well, it kind of reminds me of Mitchell wool fat. Mitchell's wool fat, is that what it is? Why is my brain going crazy? Yeah, Mitchell's wool fat. Kind of a similar linen type scent is kind of what I get, what I'm getting right now, but it's very faint. It's a lot quieter than Mitchell's wool fat is. YouTube has a speed feature. If you want to click that gear icon, change the speed to like 1.5 or something like that. I mean, who would want to go through this in real time when you can save a little bit? So let's take a look at what we've got here. Look at my brush. See all the points, especially right here? Kind of cragginess. And look at the lather there. With many soaps, that is a sign that it is too dry. So just wanted to show you that, at least for the way I like my soaps. I mean, maybe you like dry soaps, but it's not going to give you as good of a slickness if it's too dry. Won't bond with your skin. It may look really good on a shave of the day photo, but it's not going to be as slick as it could be. Alright, I want to put a little bit more water in there. We'll do a finger test once I kind of get this mixed in. Sometimes you can go by the sound as well. If it sounds dry, if it sounds like the brush is just kind of smacking around in a dry, crackly way, that's something to pay attention to too. Well, it didn't look like I was going to have enough. You know, I showed you my brush after I loaded. I was curious as to whether that would be enough, but I mean, we've definitely got enough lather here. I think, let's do a little finger test. I think we should be okay. Very light cushion. I do feel the ridges on my fingerprints pretty easily. A little bit of residual slickness as I rinse the soap off my fingers. Let's do a little bit more water. And it may not be creamy and, you know, delicious and luxurious, but that should help it to be slick and perform really well. Plus, of course, it's so bad that it dies as I thin it out. I will bring it all down to the bottom of the bowl. Let's just see what we get as we kind of pull it out. Kind of feels like it's not quite integrated yet. Oh. Not bad. Let's try that out. Let's see how that works. Get my face wet again. All right, let's check that scent again. Yeah, just easy going. It's kind of like half strength of Mitchell's wool fat. Trouble is with this brush, it's so smooth that it kind of hides any problem with lather consistency. Oh yeah, I remember last time I used this, it kind of killed the lather. It's pretty young, pretty stiff. Go ahead and get a little bit more, why not? That's what the bowl is for. As usual, first pass here, we're doing a lot of face cleaning. You don't do that quite as much when you're on the second and third passes. Getting that dirt out from around the hairs, cleaning up facial oils, things like that. Dirt, debris. Hopefully, maybe get a little bit of the soap in and under the hairs, make them stand up or something like that. Make them easy to be cut, softening the hairs as well. So this brush is just tremendous in terms of softness of the tips. Looks like I dialed in the lather pretty well for my taste at least. All right. Here we go. This little guy. I have not enjoyed him before I used him with this Nacet. But with this older, smoother blade, he really seems to shine. Maybe it's just that I have gotten better at detecting and maintaining the right angle for this. It's possible that since the last time I used this, I have learned to use, you know, one or more razors that maybe more closely resemble this one. Never quite looked forward to using this guy because of that. And I pull my shoulder away and the top of my head away to just give a little bit of tautness to the skin. You don't have to, I have discovered I don't really have to stretch too much to get a decent shave. And so I'm not doing the, you know, pull. Sometimes you can overstretch and it can be a problem. I've heard, I don't know, I haven't really tried it to really figure out what the problem would be. And there we go. there was a lot of blade feel in some of the thicker areas. It's been a day, and not really pulling, definitely not pulling in a painful way. It just felt like, you know, I'm mowing down some hairs. It's definitely not like a young blade where you almost don't even feel it happening. But at the same time, it's not bothersome. Let's just keep on going and rinse. All right, get it ready again. And here's how the, you know, again, how the soap looked in the bowl. Because you just were able to see it on my face, and so now we can see what it looks like in the bowl. Pretty good elasticity in there. After the first pass, my impression is that this stuff is not worth what people are paying for it. I'm pretty sure this is an expensive soap. And it is just, I mean, sterling is like $14 for 5 ounces. And it's head and shoulders above this. Haslinger, better. Haslinger's about like $10 a puck. And now actually the Haslinger puck is about the same size as this puck. I think they're 50 or 60 grams per puck. And now that lather beats the heck out of this one. And this one may cost 3 times as much as the Haslinger. So now we'll just even out the coating. I mean, the good news is if you've been gifted it, or like me, you just ended up with some as a lot purchase, I mean, it works. I'm getting good glide with the razor. I do have hard water and I'm using cold, just FYI. This little guy used to cause me all kinds of discomfort, but I'm pretty much able to use him however I want, and that's really cool. Now I guess if I were to hunt around and find a blade that maybe started where this Nacet is now after, 58 uses, then, I could just go right out of the box with that blade and kind of skip forward in time to where I am now. All right, let's rinse. There we go. So, I mean, I'd probably rate, I got a little bit of slickness residual as I rinse that off just now, the second pass. And I think with this soap, I'd probably, pay $10 for it. I mean, I wouldn't, but I would say somebody might be interested in it who wanted a really mild scent that almost wasn't there. The lather's not super creamy, but pretty good. I got a feeling this little puck, more like $25 or something like that. I can't remember. Maybe even more. Brush is doing really well. Third pass. One of the cool things about razors that are more aggressive, and to me this one seems to be in that category. I'd maybe rate it at about a 6 or a 7 out of 10. Sometimes, I mean, depends on my angle, depends on the blade. With the new blades that I started out trying it with, that were just kind of extra sharp and stuff compared to this one, I'd say maybe this was 7 or an 8 really. But the great thing about these, the more aggressive razors, is that the blade extends out more. Like here's the top cap, here's the safety bar, and so the blade sticks out more. I'm exaggerating for effect. But with a mild razor, it backs in, but they stick it out a little bit more with the more aggressive razors. And so what that does is it opens up the angle of opportunity. A good shaving angle range is greater with a more aggressive blade because the blade's out. I mean, there may be an optimum place for you to sit in, but it's great because if you feel like having a closer in angle, and if you like the way that feels, then you can do that. With a mild razor, you can't. You have a very small window that you have to stay in if you want to get that excellent close shave. Gonna rinse. This razor gives me good results with this blade. I'm really happy with that. I'm going to go ahead and do a fourth neck only pass. Just splash a little water there, load up the brush. Yeah, so I wouldn't rate this soap too high. I mean, I think pretty much any of the American artisans out there worth their salt can easily compete and or dethrone this particular product, and most of them will do it for a lot less money. Yeah, I mean, Southern Witchcrafts has a great base for like $12 or something like that, and it's 4 ounces of soap. No, it's not hard. This is a hard soap, and so I am wondering how long this one will last. It's a 60 gram, 55 gram puck, but since it's hard, it's possible it could last longer than the American Cropes, like Barrister and Man and Holy Cow, Declaration of Grooming, Sterling, Chiseled Face. To me, all those are more enjoyable than this particular one. All right, I'm going to rinse this off. All right, I do see length on a few hairs, several hairs. So we may be getting to a new phase in this razor blade's life, where maybe it's just going to start leaving more hairs out. For me, that's fine. I work from home, and even if you didn't work from home, if if you didn't have people right up in your face, you'd probably still be very happy with this kind of shave that I'm getting. So 58 uses, it's still doing well. The Truefitt and Hill, I mean, I got it for free, but here's the thing, there's so many other good soaps out there, and I've got some of them. So why waste time on one that just, especially one that kind of unscented, very light. So I might tend to just pass this one on to somebody. Just one use in it. So that minute load, or however much that added up to be, is about perfect. In terms of my uses, I like to have a little bit extra for margin, and that worked just fine. So at least there was that. The performance of the razor was great. I'm enjoying using it. It's nice, refreshing. I don't have any irritation. And the first times I used this, it really cut me up. 1 or 2 cuts per use, really pretty rough. My technique's gotten better since then, and who knows, maybe that's all there is to it. But there we go. I'm going to start cleaning up. How much soap did we end up putting in that? I believe I refilled this once, and so that would put us at about 3 1/4 teaspoons. A full one of 2, and then 1 1/4. So, I'm sure when they started marketing this Truefitt and Hill soap, they didn't want to hear comments like nothing to write home about, or you know, there's so many vendors out there with much greater performance and much better pricing. But that's kind of where this guy stands in my book. And with so many good options out there, I'll pass it on to somebody else. If you are stuck with one of these guys, I'm glad I tried it. It's a legendary type soap, and I've tried it now. I've heard the creams though on those TTT, Taylor's, Trumpers, Truefitt and Hill. On those makers, the creams, however, are still made in-house at those companies, and so those are better products than the hard soaps are. A little info for you. So we'll see. We'll see if anybody wants to pick that up and try it like I did. The good news is, since I didn't pay very much for it, if anything, I can pass it along at a pretty inexpensive price and let somebody else try it. So yeah, in the end, it ended up to be just kind of a weak and less creamy Mitchell's wool fat. The scent is very similar, and which makes sense because I believe Mitchell's wool fat is from the UK, and so that must be that linen, clean linen type scent. Must be one of their popular genres that they like over there. And I just threw on some Old Spice, some original, and just almost no stinging at all, just a little bit over on this side of the face. So my technique is doing well, and the blade's not that rough in that type of sense. So happy about that. So if you've been given some Truefitt and Hill, you're on a budget, it's really tight, and you don't really feel like trying to sell it and exchange it for something else, the good news is you can get a good shave from it. It's a good lather. It's just that there are so many better ones for less money. That's the issue. But it's pretty good little lather. And I would be curious, since it's a hard puck, how long it really lasts, because that's sometimes it's deceptive with the smaller pucks. Anyway, that's good. Good for tonight. It's always fun to try, to try new things, and I've always wanted to try that one. And hope there was something in here for you that helped you out. This is Sugar Daddy Shaves. Take care. Good night.